This is Chris Summerfield at the Gallery on the Hoe on a cold February 7th, 2015. Good morning, what's your name?
Hello, I'm Hilary Charlton Woodgate. I'm a felt maker and textile artist based here in the gallery.
That's the Gallery on the Hoe?
Gallery on the Hoe, yeah.
So how did you get into textiles and felt making?
I've always dabbled in all sorts of textile arts, knitting, crochet, sewing. I've sewn since I was a little girl.
Yes.
And had my first lesson in felt making about 10 years ago. And I really enjoyed it. Very, very therapeutic, and have just had eaten up sort of as many workshops as possible and enjoyed making felt. I've been working with a lady called Claire at the Wet Felting Company in Yelverton.
Yes.
I've done all of her workshops, and I've helped her during the summer with children's workshops.
Yes.
And my interest has grown to the point where I've had my own workshop in the garden. Used to sort of take up the dining room table.
Yes.
And filled up the dining room, so it had to go somewhere. And
have you had many exhibitions yet?
no, this is my first opportunity.
Yes.
I did actually have a few pieces of work in the Wolverhampton's Art and Craft exhibition last August, but this is the first sort of, for me, a major opportunity.
So how did you get into it in the first place? What created the interest?
What, in the gallery here?
In felt making.
In felt making. I've always loved colour and texture.
Yes.
And I just love the way you can put fabrics in with it. It's the ultimate in recycling.
Yes.
This is an old sari.
Yeah.
And it's been completely, this is in with the merino fleece. It's called Nuno felt.
Yes.
And my scarf is made of old scarves from charity shops.
Okay.
And
do you have to break them down much and restructure them?
I tear them into shapes.
Yes.
And then work them with the fleece, with the merino wool tops, with warm water, a lot of elbow grease and water. And it takes quite a bit of time. A jacket like that takes over a week.
Yeah. So how do you make this one, this art piece on the wall?
Well, I love the Muse Stone. Something that's always inspired me.
That's in Devon, isn't it?
That's Wembury in Devon.
Yeah.
An area I spent an awful lot of time on the beach, damming the stream like everybody else has. But that is a mixture of different types of fibres with the wool tops. And I made what is known as a pre-felt to get the shape of the Muse Stone, and laid it out, and you layer the fibres perpendicular to each other, so that when you've got the detergent in warm water and you're working with it, the fibres open up and actually lock ultimately to each other.
Yeah.
And over a period of time, and with lots of working, it shrinks down. This jacket was about 3 times the size.
Crikey.
You need a lot of workspace.
Yes.
I have 3 big tables that I could work on that with.
Yeah.
So
would it shrink much more if it?
No. Nuno felt as an ultimate sort of limit to it, and you have to work it in certain directions if you want it to be shaped a little bit more in that direction. But this one is completely reversible because it's. I've got fibres on the inside as well.
Do you want to just open the...
Yeah, I can do.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah, so it's completely...
Yeah.
There's a completely different jacket. It's 2 jackets in one.
Crikey.
I had a great deal of fun. I had a great deal of fun.
So what's your main job? Have you got another job as well?
I'm an operating theatre nurse.
Crikey.
Yeah, it's a very therapeutic thing. A lot of people in theatres do something other than where I work in the operating theatre. Yeah. A lot of the people do a lot of other things besides. I've known plenty of cake makers, people who do patchwork.
How long have you been working in theatres? In theatres?
Too long. Since 1986.
Push you at the edge of what's going on in life and in the world around you.
Oh yeah.
And it makes everything else look a lot pettier. All the hysteria that's bogged down in the UK, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
But we won't go any more in the politics of things anyway. But people need therapy and to escape from.
I love my work
on.
Environment, but I love relaxing with art, if you like. I've always nursing for me was something my mum wanted me to do. I love nursing, but the big part of me is working and making things out of nothing, and
Yeah.
I like making things that other people haven't got.
Be constructive in what you do in your life.
Absolutely.
Can we look at your other pieces, please?
Certainly, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll walk you through the gallery.
Of the operation, you came out in that height, so it's maybe more red, you know.
So what are the ideas behind these? It's really interesting.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit something about this, if that's all right?
Well, that particular piece, I made up what is called a pre-felt with different coloured reds and greens.
Yes.
And then, having made it into a pre-felt, I cut them into leaf shapes.
Uh-huh. Do you want to pick it up whilst you're talking about it? If that's all right.
I cut the leaf shapes out, laid them down onto bubble plastic, and then put the green fibres on top. As I said, you sort of put the fibres perpendicular to each other. So you're working in reverse, and then I worked it all, and it took probably about 2 hours to 3 hours to do that.
That's tremendous, really, really nice, isn't it?
Thank you. And then I actually did a little bit of free machine embroidery on the top, just to make out the detail of the leaves and the flowers.
So all your work is related to nature and the environment?
Yeah, I think so.
I like these as well.
Thank you very much. I love sunflowers. This is my Monet piece, this one here. This is sort of like my idea of water lilies.
Yes. What sort of prices are these?
The little one in front of you, that's £22.
Yes.
I forget what price I have on those. That one's £35.
Uh-huh.
So they probably don't reflect the amount of work that's in them.
Yes.
But that's the nature of it. It takes quite a lot of work, quite a lot of hard work. And I really do work my upper arms. And
as they say in the film by Derek Jarman on Caravaggio, it's an art form, and as an art form, it's expensive. It has to be.
Yeah.
Because you've got to cover your costs.
Absolutely.
And it's
absolutely.
also collectible as well.
Well, I'd like to think so. I've already sold a picture like that. I've sold a copy of the peacock.
I really
one.
like these in the frames as well.
Thank you very much. I like being able to put a few words with them as well. I've picked some words off the internet. I've actually got bowls, cards, vases up the top here.
Right, thanks a lot for that anyway.
Thank you.
How can people contact you?
They can contact me via my Facebook page, Hilary Charlton Woodgate,
Yes.
textile artist. That's the main point of contact.
Or Pinnacle Arts or the Gallery
Pinnacle
on the Hoe.
Arts are here at the Gallery on the Hoe, yes.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
It's a great time to invest in great art.